The World Cup is still going on, but transfers never sleep. This is Stephen Howson, this is Full Time Devils, and this is the transfer review. The one video where you can watch, find out what is going on with all the transfers, and then move on with your life. What is that? First one we're going to talk about today is Hirving Lozano of Psv, formerly of Pachuca. Now, the Daily Mail are linking him to us, so are the Daily Express, and they're saying United are going to table a bid this week of in the region of 40 million euros, about 35 million quid. He had a decent World Cup, obviously got a lot of headlines on the back of what happened in that first game against Germany. He's a winger, possibly someone that we're looking at. He can play on the left, he can play on the right. Doesn't feel like there's a whole lot in it, to be honest, does it? Apart from this one little article. Let's keep an eye on it. Let's see where it goes. But right now, 3 out of 10. Next up, we got Ousmane Dembele in the Daily Star. Now, in the Daily Star, they're referencing Don Balon, our old friends. And in there, they say, Don Balon, a Spanish outlet known for outlandish transfer claims. Glass houses a little bit there, Daily Star, I think. So they're saying that Don Balon have linked Manchester United to signing Barcelona's winger Ousmane Dembele, and that Anthony Martial is going in the other way for him. Even for Don Balon, that's nonsense, isn't it? It's a new club that Anthony Martial's been linked to, as far as I'm aware. But no, I'm not. No. 0 out of 10. No. Next up, we've got the Metro going with Kovacic. Now, Kovacic back in June said, I want to play, and the best thing might be to leave Madrid. Words to those effects. And they've wrote an article because of this cryptic message that he said. So he was asked about his future and what's happening. Is he staying at Madrid? Is he leaving? There's rumours of him going to Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester United, of course. And he just said, let's see. There's no update whatsoever there, is there? Absolutely zero. Would I like Kovacic at Manchester United? Yeah, I probably would, to be honest with you. But with what we've signed already in terms of midfielders, I'm not 100% sure how all of these guys fit in, especially with the likes of Timbo coming back and Pereira possibly coming back, McTominay and all the other midfielders that we need to try and be fitting in. So, don't feel likely. 3 out of 10. If anyone's thinking about doing a little bit of scouting on him, then this week's a perfect opportunity, because this is going to be, I think, a bit of a footballing lesson from that Croatian midfield where you've got Rakitic, you've got Modric and Kovacic, if he starts, coming up against England. It's going to be very interesting to see how England decide to line up against that, because midfield is definitely Croatia's strongest point, and Kovacic's obviously a big part of that. So there's a little bit of an update on Milinkovic-Savic. According to Corriere dello Sport, which has been parroted by the Express, they're saying that Milinkovic-Savic's agent has sat down with Lazio, and it seems that Real Madrid are in pole position with Manchester United defeated. Really defeated? Like I said a couple of videos ago, I am certain that Manchester United want Milinkovic-Savic. I am certain that Manchester United cannot afford 120 million euros for Milinkovic-Savic when we've already bought a midfielder this year. The only way that Manchester United, I think, would be going in for him now, especially since the signing of Fred, is if Paul Pogba was to leave, which I ain't ruling out this summer. I ain't ruling it out. I don't know why. I just got a bit of a feeling, and I ain't ruling it out. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm saying, like a 1 or a 2 out of 10 is what my feeling is, but I ain't ruling it out. So, as we've been saying for the last few weeks, Savic to United, it's coming down. Definitely feels like a 1 out of 10 at best at the moment. You never know. Willian. Now, we did say early on in the summer that we thought this was going to be a saga that could rumble on because of the link-up with Jose Mourinho and Willian in the past, and we thought it could rumble on because of Chelsea's lack of a manager. Now, it's been reported in the Sun that United are still looking to make this happen, and nothing could have happened while Brazil was still in the World Cup. Obviously, Brazil are now out of the World Cup thanks to Big Rom and the boys, and it seems like this is now the time that people are starting to jump on it and starting to say that things could happen. Shock horror, you're not going to believe me, but go check it out, it's there. The MEN actually did some journalism, and they've written a pretty good opinion piece which makes a lot of sense, which is Conte is still taking training, or he started to take training at Chelsea, which is a bit of a shock, isn't it? Because I didn't expect him to be there, you didn't expect him to be there, I don't even know if Conte expected himself to be there, but that's what it looks like is happening at the moment. Does that mean that the chances of Willian leaving have been increased or decreased? No idea. I don't know what the personal relationship was with Willian and Conte, but if United think they can make it happen, there's obviously a reason for that. I think Willian to United is one that definitely could happen, especially now Brazil are out of the World Cup. Let's hope that we start to see some sort of movement on that. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. You'll find a picture of Tom Selleck with a cigar. In the last week, Alex Sandro's name has been rumbled around a lot, and that was basically on the back of Duncan Castle's Transfer Window podcast, which is definitely worth a listen. I do check that out. Now, the Daily Star, who had the audacity to rinse Dumble on earlier for their outlandish transfer claim, have now written an article which the only basis of it is Duncan Castle's podcast. Journalism, eh? Go to university. Whatever. Anyways, so what they're saying is Alex Sandro is allegedly agreed personal terms with Manchester United. It's still United and Juventus tussling over probably 50p and a mint euro. There's talk of Darmian going one way. There's talk of all these different fees. It feels close, doesn't it? It feels like Alex Sandro could be the next one in for Manchester United. I'm going to bump it up a little bit, and I'm going to say 8 out of 10. Let's hope there's some movement on this very soon. Daily Mail doing what the Daily Mail do, and that is writing articles based on pure conjecture and nonsense. How many times have I said to you guys that United, just when Jose was appointed 50 scouts? You don't employ 50 scouts and then expect them to sit at home playing FIFA all day. They go out and scout stuff. They make scout reports. They give you scout reports. And if you like to follow up on them, they then compile further scout reports. But guess what? United are out there getting a report on every single player across Europe and building a database so they know what's going on and there's no surprises. That allows you to then move quicker in the transfer market when you identify a target. But you have to watch everyone. You have to watch the shit to know what's good. Now, I'm not saying that this Erling Haaland is shit, but United are just... You can't make articles that United are scouting people, is what I'm trying to say. Because there was an article in Sports Witness probably about a year ago which said there isn't a top flight game in Portugal that happens without a United scout being in attendance. Doesn't mean we're signing every single person that plays football in Portugal, does it? Use your heads, lads. Anyway, his father is Alf-Inge Haaland of the getting nailed off Roy Keane fame. What would Roy Keane say if we signed that lad? I've no idea if he's any good. I've never watched him play. He's probably a fantastic player, been raised with a dad as a professional footballer, so who knows? Are we signing him? I'm going to say 1 out of 10. I don't think so, but you never know, do you? That was the ins. This is the outs. First on the outs is Daley Blind. As I said to you probably last week or the week before, this is a player that I am consigned to leaving Manchester United. Wasn't afforded many opportunities under Jose Mourinho. Clash of personalities, or the fact that he's really well liked by Louis van Gaal. It's one of the two. It seems like Ajax are really keen on him to the extent where the manager's actually come out and said, this is a guy that we would love to get in, but it depends on the other parties. The other parties could possibly mean the wages, because I've heard that Daley Blind wants English wages, was one of the terms that was used, which obviously means Premier League level wages, which I imagine Ajax aren't keen on paying. It could also mean Manchester United do want to recoup some money for a guy that's pretty much in his prime if he was allowed to play football. Is it going to happen? Almost certainly. Is it going to happen to Ajax? If they can find the cash, I'm sure there's a deal that could be made there. His dad's a legend there. There's loads of pictures of him growing up and being a kid and coming through the academy and everything there. This seems like a deal that could easily be made. I'm going to say 9 out of 10. Anthony Martial is a name that has almost been a permanent fixture, if not been a permanent fixture in Transfer Review over the summer. And for the transfer divs out there who got a little bit excited over seeing Manchester United's Instagram post saying, are you looking forward to seeing these guys back in red, which had Anthony Martial in it? That's reason for people to write articles about it, isn't it? Saying that Manchester United have dropped a hint that Anthony Martial's going to stay. Have they? Really? Is it Jose Mourinho and Ed Woodward that have got the password for Instagram? I don't think so. There's about 700 people who work in them offices over there. And guess what? They only get told about transfers maybe a couple of hours before they're released to the public so they can start building the graphic assets and all that kind of stuff. If you remember when we signed Paul Pogba, the Juventus Twitter account still had Pogba in the header in the new away kit. They had to change that. This is how it goes down. Them guys don't know because, like I said, there's like 700 people there and that's how leaks happen. So they don't tell them until the day of when something's about to go down. United, just think about this, right? Do you think United would openly conduct secret little Easter eggs all over Twitter and this, that and the other? Players are staying, players are... Behave yourself. Come on, that's not how it goes down. Think about it. Transfer news doesn't happen on Instagram. Unless it's Zlatan when he's announcing himself, but that's Zlatan and he's different, isn't it? Is Martial going? I think he is. 6 or 7 out of 10, I'll say 7 out of 10. He's gone. This week's BS Bingo winner is the Daily Star, thanks to this utter bullshit that they come up with about Jesse Lingard going to Chelsea for 80 million. Have a word. You're more likely to sign me than you are Jesse Lingard. Leave it. Thank you guys for watching. That is it for today's video. If you want more transfer news every single night, 11 o'clock UK time, come and join us right away throughout the week. That's loads of us are talking through what is going on with the transfers that you're about to be hearing the following day. So come and join us on those. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one.